We have been reporting this to the media on the situation. I will not go into the details, but I will share with you some points and some requests to the media. One is that the government is taking all-out measures to cope with the situation. The self-defense forces, the police, the fire department, and also Health and Welfare Ministry's medical team, emergency teams, and all national agencies are geared towards doing its utmost to cope with the situation and are sending their staff to the area that was affected. And as the government is doing all it can and is exerting all-out efforts, mobilizing all possible resources. And furthermore, the U.S. forces have offered to cooperate, and we are now looking into possible cooperation. And I'd like to repeat, the government is doing all it can to cope with the situation. We're sending people to the area to cope with the situation. So we do hope that you will understand, and we will ask the Japanese people to stay calm and respond. And the telephone lines are being severed, and I think there are many people who are feeling anxious that they cannot make their telephone calls. The calls are being very crowded, so that is why you cannot make the calls through. And the General Affairs Ministry has said that it is now difficult for people to make telephone calls. I'm sure that there are many people who are feeling anxious about this. But this is because many people are using the telephone lines in order to confirm the situation of their loved ones and other people. So that is why it is difficult to make telephone calls. So I do hope that you will limit your telephone calls to just the very necessary. Of course, we have secured lines for emergency operations, but in general, it does not mean that if you cannot make your phone calls through, it does not mean that the other side has been affected. So please take precautions. So that is all from me.
This is Oda from Sankei Newspaper. And regarding this nuclear disaster special measures law, what are the specific phenomenon that applies under this special measures law? As I said before, the reactor needs to have water pumped in to cool the reactor, and currently the pumping function for the cooler cannot be operated at this moment. And thus, in order to pump the water into the cooler, we are trying to ensure the electricity so that we can pump the water into the cooler. So the emergency shutdown has been conducted, but the problem